fungerer som det skal?
Ja, kan du gå ut?
Ikke noe hacking?
Nei.
Streaming, scrolling, swiping, alt går fint?
Ja, pappa.
Snapping, binging, tagging.
Kan du gå ut?
Restarter det.
Til Trond og alle dere som har hatt rollen som familiens IT-ansvarlig.
Oh, I'm tired.
Når du bytter til alle oss, får du færre problemer med tips. Og høste. På nett. Alltid boks.
Good evening and welcome to the Shadows of Drakenheim. This is the Dungeon Dudes weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live stream campaign. My name is Monty Martin, running our game as Dungeon Master.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin, playing Wilhelm Wolfsbane, the human swashbuckler rogue. And we're joined today by our good friends.
Jill Denitis, playing Ruby Whitaker, the Shifter Eldritch Knight.
And Jobo Gorman, playing Wrath, the Aasimar Warlock. Thank you for joining us once again. If you are just tuning in for the very first time, welcome. We are the Dungeon Dudes, and Kelly and I post new videos every week on Tuesdays and Thursdays on YouTube, where we cover everything D&D, including advice for players and guides for Dungeon Masters. So check us out at youtube.com/DungeonDudes.
And you can join us live on Tuesday nights when we record the campaign live on Twitch. You can check us out from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/dungeon_dudes. You can also watch the video episodes of the show on YouTube, and you can check us out on podcast as well, either at Apple Podcasts, Google Play, or Spotify.
And we are very excited to announce that our very first Kickstarter is launching next Monday. On June 28th, Dungeons of Drakenheim, the 5th edition module based on the events of the first season of our show, Dungeons of Drakenheim, is coming to Kickstarter, and you will be able to pick this book up your very self. You can back us on Kickstarter, the book, and a ton of cool add-ons as well. If you have always wondered, what kind of cool things do we have in store, we are so excited to share this with you all. It will be a complete guide for characters level 1 to 13, so that you can recreate your own Dungeons of Drakenheim adventure at your own game table, featuring all the locations from the first season of our show, guides to all 5 of the factions, our rules for Eldritch Contamination, all new spells, monsters, and everything that you need to decide the fate of Drakenheim for yourself. You might not have a Shadows of Drakenheim campaign following your Drakenheim campaign, because your ending could be very different. Maybe your characters will work for the Queen of Thieves. Maybe your characters will join the followers of the Falling Fire. Maybe your characters will destroy the Tower of the Amethyst Academy and burn Drakenheim to the ground. All the possibilities that didn't happen in the first season, well, you could play those out at your table. So we are so excited. If you go to drakenheim.com, you can sign up for the mailing list, or you can follow the links below, which will actually take you to the pre-launch Kickstarter page, and you can follow that so that you are notified of the moment it goes live. And with that, let us return to the Shadows of Drakenheim.
Drakenheim is no more. For 15 years, we foolishly believed the madness and mayhem of that crumbling city was confined to the ruins. We were wrong. Insidious horrors have crept out of the shadow of Drakenheim into a world unprepared for such nightmares. Tales of strange magic, swirling haze, and unspeakable terrors echo through the villages and towns surrounding that cursed place. Now, the Dusk Wardens, a new band of heroes, are tasked with driving out the seeping tendrils of the spreading darkness before it takes root.
Welcome back to the Shadows of Drakenheim. When last we left our heroes, they had made the journey from Emberwood Village on the outskirts of Drakenheim itself to the village of Castleholm, which lies in the eastern reaches of Westamar. This small village
BRB?
is only a mile or so away from the ancient castle of Kesselholm itself, the ancestral seat of House von Kessel before the von Kessels took up the mantle of the royal family of Westamar. Our heroes had a strange encounter with a headless horseman along the road on their way to Kesselholm. To discover that the Hooded Lanterns have shown up in Kesselholm, and the former leader of the Hooded Lanterns, now the Lieutenant Commander Elias Drexel, is scheduled to meet with the Countess Constance Kleinkessel, who now rules Kesselholm, about military aid for the Hooded Lanterns in their in the approaching attack of the Silver Order, which is now on its way towards Drakkenheim. So our heroes have been left with many, many mysteries. What was the origins of this headless horseman who the local legends claim is Dulan, the slain son of Manfred von Kessel, looking for revenge? Or and where exactly is all the delirium that our heroes detected here in Kesselholm, and how did it get here? We meet our heroes in the Moose and Squirrel Tap House, where the short round-nosed innkeeper in his black vest and jackets has been regaling our heroes with the local legends as they meet with Petra and Anson, captains of the Forbidden Lanterns. Our heroes went off to their own rooms to plan their next move, and that is where we jump in. The final offer that was put on the table is that Petra did offer to check in with Elias Drexel and the Countess to make arrangements for our heroes to meet with the Countess once Elias Drexel concluded his business. So that is the only outstanding fact. What would you like to do next?
My friends, it appears that we have a mystery on our hands, and I would make the assumption that one will lead to the other, and in the mystery of finding out where the delirium is in Kesselholm, we should investigate the mystery of this Dulan and this supposed ghost that stalks the woods nearby. As the ghosts, I don't know. My assumption is that most problematic curiosities seem to be linked to delirium, and the fact that there is delirium here and a ghost now stalking the countryside would reason to that one might have to do with the other. But I'm also open to suggestions if either of you have other thoughts.
I mean, it is mighty curious that there is a headless ghost rider attacking people in the countryside. I would say that if we were going to go about our business freely without fearing for this ghost, it might be good to get him out of the way. And he might lead us to delirium. You're right. I mean, there has been a connection to some weird happenings and delirium, so it would not surprise me. Yes?
I wish to gain the power to survive without one's head. I think that might be quite favorable in the years to come, especially after he attacked me with his giant sword.
Well, it would enable you to stick your head in portals without risking losing them.
Fascinating.
I mean, you have done the whole fingers thing, so I mean, that's just a few more steps to having your head and you'd be fine.
My head does need to visit the dimension of Bruce one day.
I mean, it wouldn't be such a loss, right?
You are upset.
Bruce looks at you, Wrath, and you hear in your mind, "Don't get ahead of yourself."
Look, I would say that then this headless creature, I do not know if it is a creature of delirium. It has not shown any other qualities, tentacles, eyes. It actually has less eyes than anything we've ever encountered.
Bruce says to you, "You think you will have power in surviving without a head, but you will not have power until you can survive without a body."
This is true, Bruce. I wish to learn these secrets. Please indulge me. Forever in your servitude.
You may have seen a cat without a grin, but I will show you a grin without a cat in time.
And I fall to into my bed, clutching my head and murmuring to myself, in both desperation and awe.
Wrath, are you okay? You just kind of toppled over there in the middle of the...
My cat is speaking! Silence!
The cat's licking its butt.
Either way, the Headless Horseman, if it isn't of delirium, perhaps it was conjured here by somebody who is using delirium. I'm very much keen to discover who the identity of this Dulan is.
I mean, yeah, he didn't have, per se, a head, so we don't even know if the rumors are true about him being the son of Manfred von Kessel. I mean, could it have to do with some sort of history there? I don't know.
It may be a trick, although we do know one thing. We are in search of delirium, and if this creature leads us to delirium, so be it, but we must find it first. We have time before our meeting with the Countess.
that the Countess could give us insight into any of the ongoings in town, perhaps trading and selling of delirium, or the rumors of Dulan. Maybe she will have some insight into this mystery as well, be able to answer at least a few questions to push us on the right path.
I agree. I mean, there might be some rumblings that she might have heard of.
Yes, the innkeeper did tell you that this Dullahan has struck before in the area. So there are not, it's not like there have not been previous victims either.
Perhaps if we ask around, perhaps here in the inn, maybe find out where the attacks have happened and whether it's one side of Kesselholm, whether it's all around Kesselholm, whether it's kind of concentrating around a certain location. Perhaps just like back in Shafberg, this will lead us into the swamps or into the forests where there is a secret hideout. I'm speculating, obviously, but so far everywhere we go, there seems to be a trail to follow. One of the rules, there's always a trail to follow. And if we can pick up that trail, I believe that the Dulan is a creature of flesh and blood. I will discover it.
This town, does it have any sense of, am I getting like an Ash Bay vibe where there's like a mist hanging over it? Like it's so close to Drakkenheim, it's got this huge concentration of delirium. Am I getting any kind of breathing difficulties, the sense that there's like a concentration?
No, actually you are the clouds have not broken over where you are, and there has been a fair amount of mist, but whatever effect manifests the haze, people, if this mist is the haze, it's not in a high enough concentration to prevent you from resting.
This might be beneficial, friends. I still contain large 17-inch scars of flaming blade on my body.
You should get those looked at. They might.
I believe a good night's sleep might be the cure.
It always is, seems to be.
So I think we'll rest a bit and then move on to questioning some of the folks around here.
Yes, because it is the evening, isn't it? Is it the evening?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so perhaps a good night's sleep will do us well. We can rest up and hopefully recover from our encounter with this headless beast. And in the morning, approach it with fresh eyes and ears and nose. And see what we can discover.
I say we head down now and then get up early and get out there.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, you are all able to pass the night and take a rest with that. I'll have each of you roll me a d6.
What do this?
4.
5.
3.
Okay. It's the evening passes surprisingly, despite all the events of the day. You're pretty exhausted from travel, and you all sleep quite well through the night. And waking up in the morning, there is there's already the smell of fresh coffee and bacon filling the and is that maple smoked bacon? It's got a very distinct sugary bacony smell filling the air.
Oh, it's been a long time since I've had maple smoked bacon. It is an absolute treat. Have you two ever had it?
Of course I have. Oh my. It's a treat. It doesn't come around often, of course, but oh, let's go get some. I'm ready.
I've never tried this. Bruce, have you tasted this aroma?
Bruce nods. I shall. And downstairs, the innkeeper is preparing several rashers of this maple smoked bacon and crepes. And there's jugs of maple syrup and some fresh picked berries of various kinds that you can have your crepes with.
Well, this looks like...
And some cream, some cream as well.
Innkeep, I'll take 3 of each, and then these two can order whatever they want.
A round of crepes and bacon.
I will have 1 cup of cream.
Bruce looks at you as you order the cream.
This is for you.
Bruce consumes the cream.
1 saucer, please. And I lick it too. That's how I eat too.
You and Bruce are sharing the saucer of cream.
So the short innkeeper says, "I wish that was the weirdest thing that I had seen in my life."
Oh no!
I look up. There's cream on my face.
Do you take your mask off? What's happening under there?
I lift it up because your mind can't perceive what's under there.
You kept it on and it's dripping from the
I do. I'd absorb it through the mask. What we are intrigued by this Dulan character. We look to meet others who have had encounters with this creature that we can share experience with.
Well, if you there's a few that you might talk to. Beatrix runs the apiary and the meadery with her son. Her husband was killed by Dulan not long ago. You might speak with her. But be gentle, of course. The local druid out of the stones of Cromac, you might talk with Craig. He claims to know. I don't know what that crazy old man believes, but so be it. Of course, the Flamekeeper, here, she has tended most of the bodies and seen to their cremations, so speaking to Flamekeeper Mina, she would be able to tell you the full record of who all has died in the village.
Thank you kindly for that information. We will do our best to be gentle when we talk to them, because of course we know losing a family member is tough.
Just be careful if you speak with the Flamekeeper. She's been taking up some crazy thoughts of late.
What kind of crazy thoughts do you mean?
She made a pilgrimage to Drakenheim not long ago and has returned.
So she's converted in her faith, is what you're saying.
She still serves the village, but and many have since believed her. But if you don't follow what they're teaching, you best give her a bit of a berth.
All right. Well, thank you so much for the information. We will be delicate with that situation as well. Anyone else around town who might be able to pass on some information about this Dulan?
You might talk to Burgomaster Leah.
That sounds like a good start. A few leads to follow, and the investigation begins. Where would you guys like to start?
Yeah, so from speaking with Boris, he mentioned to you the Burgomaster, the Flamekeeper, the Meadery, who was actually slain, as well as the druid. So, as possible leads of people you might talk to for more information.
I look up from my saucer. This druid, Cromac.
Craig is his name. Craig Thistlewort. He follows an old god called Cromac.
As one with nature, he may be more in tune with some of the goings-ons that happen in the woods and on the trails. I have a respect for animals and nature as much as I do power, and he might be worth speaking to, especially if he has been dismissed.
I think that sounds like a good place to start. If the attacks are coming from the woods or the surrounding area, a druid should have a good lay of the land.
And then I think, depending on what information we get from Craig, Burgermaster might be a good one, because they might have some more general going on. So having talked to more people, have done some investigating themselves, so they might be able to pass on some more info.
I do think that our last resort should be the church. I don't really care to get involved with any cults today.
But let us keep our mission secret. The Hunt for Delirium is really our prime objective. The hope is that this Dulan leads us to the Delirium. And I do want my revenge, but he is but a footnote in why we came.
Yes, but a curious footnote that requires investigation, and I'm keen to observe this. Rule number 30, truth always has a way of coming out, and I think discovering this truth will be vital for us.
Agreed.
Very well then. So you will head towards the stones and seek out Craig Thistlewort, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The stones of Cromac lie on the western edge of. You have to take southwest out of town, cross the bridge, and then the stones of Cromac lie on a precipice overlooking Lake Dray, on the edge of the forest, where on a rock that is jutting out over the lake itself are arranged several standing stones in a rough circular formation. As you approach, you can see some of the standing stones as you come up along the shore of the lake, and then follow a pathway up through the wood to where the altar actually is. And the altar of Cromac consists of 5 pairs of these standing stones surrounding an altar that the stone is a crimson red with ancient bloodstains, and there are chimes of bones that are set in the trees all around. For Cromac is the hunter, the ravener, the predator, who stalks the woods. An ancient and terrible god that is worshipped only for fear and power. As you approach the stones of the Shrine of Cromac, you can see that there is a figure that is wearing a cloak of deerskin and has a mantelpiece that is these large antlers, with a sort of a headpiece of antlers and a mantle of moss that he wears over his shoulders. The man is long-faced, almost horse-faced, and beneath the deerskin cloak, he simply wears a belted set of loincloths and several pouches, but is otherwise bare-chested. And you can see that he almost has an emaciated figure, but one that is ripped with taut muscles. And his entire body, though, is covered in ritual scars.
Well, this should be a treat.
And as you come up the way, he says, "Who dares approach the shrine of Cromac, the Ravener, the Hungerer?"
Just some fellow hunters.
Fellow hunters. What are the spoils of your latest kill?
I rifle around in the bag. This might be, I might not have actually done this, but can I pull out like a Hydra tooth or something from the Hydra, or should I just not have that?
You know what? That's completely reasonable. Provided, roll me an E6.
I got a 4.
Yeah. So you have a tooth from the Hydra.
I mean, it was one that was stuck in me, so I found it.
Many days later.
Yeah. So I hold it up and I'm like, this is the tooth of a Hydra that had a lot of heads. Very dangerous monster.
The druid reaches out with a muscled limb to grab the tooth, and he brings it up to his face and he smells it. And then he says, "Give me your hand." He takes it and smells your hand. Your blood is on this tooth.
Yes, it was a vicious battle, but we were the victors.
You killed one who could have killed you. A fine hunter indeed. You have my respect. What brings you to the shrine of Cromac?
Me and my friends here are investigating another dangerous game in the area, one supernatural in nature. We are investigating this Dulan, this headless horseman.
The Headless Rider. Indeed. A surreptitious foe. No less than a herald of the evil Morrigan, sent to defile this wilderness that is rightfully owned by Cromac.
Yes, any news on it?
The Headless Rider, the herald of the Morrigan. Cromac and Morrigan fight an eternal war, hunting through the shadows for the souls of the lost and the prey, dragging them into the Shadowlands. It encroaches upon these lands that are rightfully the hunting grounds of the favored kin of Cromac.
Are there kin of the Morrigan around?
The Dulan is the herald of the Morrigan, and it has come to these lands to encroach upon Cromac's kin. I have seen it myself, but I am one with this land. The blood seeps deep within it, and by the blood of Cromac, it will not overtake me.
Good to hear. You said you've seen it. Where and when?
It is the standard tricks of Morrigan. You will hear the cawing of crows or ravens. The mists will thicken. That is when Morrigan sends her agent into the world through the space between the realms to stalk the nights for souls and vengeance. She has raised up that one of a vengeful soul to serve as her avatar in this world, stalking the nights until it finds her prey. But she revels in its madness. It will never find its quarry.
Why
That is not its purpose, because it is nothing more than a tool of the Morrigan, a puppet sent by her to cause death and to the followers of Cromac so that she may control these lands.
Craig, is it?
Yes.
You speak with the old gods, and...
No, I speak for Cromac.
Right, Cromac. One of the
The other gods are weak.
I believe you in that. And this Morrigan figure, that is another lesser god than Cromac, correct?
One who purports to be even the equal of Cromac is none other than a charlatan and a liar.
And so, if I'm putting this together correctly, this Headless Horseman, the avatar of Morrigan, would there need to be another party involved? Would Morrigan summon this beast on their own accord, or is it that somebody is bringing it forth? Like
Morrigan often seeks out weak-willed sorcerers and scoundrel-like warlocks to offer them power and bargain so that they might serve her. That is not beyond her trickery and deception. Kelly, you got a little blurry. You might want to hold your hand up to the camera. There you go.
I hear names of the old gods. Are there any others that are summoned in this area or connected?
Danu and Nuada once had druids here. We are far from the coast, so Nodens, though we are on the lake, Nodens has no power over Lake Dre, though I am sure he lusts after its waters. But Lake Dre is where the chosen of Cromac may wash their hands in fur of blood. This is a sacred place for Cromac.
And knowing what you know about the Morrigan, do you know what her weakness or her followers' weakness would be? What would be a way in which we can bring back the sanctity of this land for Cromac?
Morrigan claims to have power over life and death, and thus thinks herself powerful. She says that she is the one who decides who lives and who dies, but it is not so. It is the predator, it is the hunter, who holds the power of life and death in the knife and fangs and bow. Her weakness is that she is not strong.
Friends, I have reason to believe that there is another party that needs to be discovered here. The Headless Horseman is a tool of the Morrigan being summoned here by somebody. Some puppet of the Elder Gods, it seems.
Yes.
In time, the pack will destroy and devour this Dulon. It is only a matter of time.
Well, perhaps in this instance we serve Cormac, for we are hunters, we slay great beasts, the thrill of the hunt is what has brought us here, and we seek to rid this land of Dulon.
If you wish to join the hunt, then you may seek out the other followers of Cromac.
Where can we find them?
There is a lodge not far from here where they have taken up to dwell. The followers of Cromac have come here and they dwell there now.
Interesting. Could you show me the way to the lodge? We have a map, so I imagine I can...
Yes, it was once called Kesselwald Lodge, once owned by the Von Kessels, but since the Countess has graciously granted it to the other followers of Chromac that have come here. You must prove yourself quite strong if you wish to join them.
Indeed. Well, thank you. This has been most helpful.
You are
If you-
fascinating.
I turn and look at Wrath, who's been quiet this whole time.
Yes.
Anything else, Wrath?
If you would, there is a great warrior that the Countess brought to these lands. He is chosen by Chromac. Rickard Steelfang. You would seek him out if you wish.
Regards. Also.
Yes. You are a hunter, but I sense that you as well, he points to Rudy, you bear the blood of Chromac in your veins. You are a great warrior, yes.
I've fought my own fair amount of battles in my day.
Do you kill in Chromac's name?
No, I don't.
Why do you deny the right of your blood?
I don't kill in anybody else's name anymore. That's not what I do.
Do you hunt?
I hunt for reasons. I don't hunt for the sake of hunting.
All who hunt, hunt in Chromac's name. There would not be the hunt were it not for Chromac. You should embrace it. You know the taste of hot blood, do you not? You know the feeling of the fang ripping into flesh.
Yes, she does.
You should open your heart to Chromac. I can smell it in your blood. The rage, the power. You resist the call, but you bear the cursed line. That's what they would call it. It is no curse. It is a blessing. Embrace it. Taste the hot blood.
I think I'll leave that for now, but I will not in any way fall prey to the animal in me, regardless of how much animal is there. I will always be in control.
Why would you not? When you surrender the control to Chromac, you will grow strong. Rickard Steelfang will show you the blessings of Chromac.
I am strong. I don't need no Chromac to help me with that.
If you just say yes, maybe you'll get some new cool stuff. I don't know, like, might be cool.
Your friend speaks with reason.
Oh, you heard that. Sorry, I thought I was whispering.
It is not that you are not strong, but it is that Chromac is strength. Chromac is the wild. Chromac is the warrior. When you surrender yourself, your blood to Chromac, Chromac hunts through you.
I just turn and start to walk away because
It's been a
I'm just
pleasure.
like, enough nonsense.
Thank you.
Raph, you okay?
I turn to
Is that the offering that you have brought? He says, pointing to Bruce. It is a small and feeble animal indeed, but I am sure its blood will please Chromac. If you wish to leave that as your offering to him before you depart.
Why not?
Listen, I am fascinated by you, Craig. You have given us much information, and for that I am thankful. We will seek out Rickard Steelfang. We join the hunt against
Crazy cat.
This is no sacrifice.
He's quite fond of his cat. I hope you understand.
It is not a cat.
No, it is not. It is a kitten.
You've been telling me this whole time, Raph, that it's a cat. Why is it different now?
I admire your devotion, Craig, and I believe the things that separate us are what also make us so simple. I respect you and I am in awe of you, and I have had very mixed emotions about you. We will seek this Rickard Steelfang, and we will, and I leave your presence.
Very well, kitten.
This got interesting.
You are not a kid. And I said to Bruce, you're not a little kid. You're not a little kid. You're a big boy. You're a big boy, aren't you?
Bruce Purse.
Come along, Bruce. And I'm gonna try to catch up with Rudy.
I was just like awkwardly standing waiting for Raph to finish up. I'm like, come on, man. We're good. We can leave. No, that got a little weird there, Raph.
Wow. What? It is always fascinating to meet those that devote themselves to lesser gods. But his devotion is admirable.
Yeah.
Well, devote himself to being an animal is what he's doing.
Klar for å
Although I
komme.
do agree,
Faen, pause.
you could really
Pauser, for faen.
think about embracing.
Doesn't work. I'm ready to get home so I can shower because I've been working. Don't remember the English name of the. Been working in the roof, making whole space for a electrical pipe for the new light source in the roof. So I had to make 1 meter, 1.5 meter, remove the concrete, cut it away, so a lot of dust. Jeg har en Volkswagen ID-buss. Elektrisk. Så nå er jeg snart hjemme. Hemma. That's so funny because in the region that means retard. Well, not retard, I guess, but an old word for it, maybe. Helt himmel. Yeah, it's a nice car. Well, I'm gonna stop the stream now, so see you guys later. How long? From me to my office, about 20 minutes, but today I worked outside of Oslo, so it took about 40 minutes. see you guys later. I'm gonna take a shower and clean up when I get home, and then eat dinner, and then around 8 o'clock I will go online, I think. So catch you later.